Okay. What is your name? Where are you originally from? And why did you choose to come to America?
My name is Alex Escobar, and I'm original from El Salvador. And the reason why I'm here is because my mother, she moved here before me and my siblings did. So we were missing her too much, and it was so hard for us to be in our country without her. So we decided to come here, and we had the opportunity to do it legally. So that's why we did it.
Very cool. What were some of the most challenging obstacles you faced when you first came here?
First thing was the language, because all I knew how to say was hello, and it wasn't even right. So that was one of the things that I had a really hard time. Definitely getting away from the rest of my family because my parents are divorced, so my dad had to stay there.
Okay.
So we came here, even though we were with my mom. It was hard for us not being with our dad. So I think that was one of the things that it really hit, really bad on us. So
definitely. How did you cope with that? How did you cope with challenges like the language? How did you learn?
I remember when I first came here, the first thing that I did was I went to TMCC, and I was in their ESL program.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a little bit of classes, English classes, just to try to, get used to the language and just practice more. But what really helped me the most is it was actually working with American people.
Mm-hmm.
I was really lucky to have people that really helped me when I needed it, and they were really nice and understandable. So that's how I make that work.
That's really, really cool. What are some challenges that you still face today?
Still the language a little bit, because sometimes, since my first language is Spanish, so sometimes I have to think in Spanish what I'm going to say and translate that in my head and then say it in English.
Right.
So it's a little bit confusing.
Right.
But I think I'm doing way better. So
good. Wonderful. I think you are too, especially knowing from when you first started in our class.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. And then what about things like finances and stuff like that? Have you ever had any discrimination in jobs? Can you explain anything?
No, I don't. No, never. I've heard of all the people that they do tell me their experiences, and they have faced problems like that before in their lives. But in my case, I've never had. I think one of the things that I try to do is just try to do my best.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter where I go.
Right.
And people see that, so.
Definitely. I agree with that. You do. How are you coping with the challenges of language still and other challenges that you might face on a daily basis?
Okay. Like right now that I'm going to school, I'm going to college for medical assistant.
Right.
I do have a lot of problems because in the medical field you have to know certain words that you can't even pronounce, or
right.
You have no idea what that is,
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I have to do is when I'm studying, and if I have to learn certain things that I know I'm having a problem with, I Google them, or I do something like that in Spanish.
Perfect. For
me to understand what is it about.
Mm-hmm.
Or words like that. I Google them in Spanish first, and then I try to go from there. To have.
Very smart.
I like to have the idea first, and
mm-hmm.
then translate that in my head so I can, spit it out.
Yeah.
If I can say that.
Totally. Yeah. Definitely. That makes a lot of sense. What support services did you have when you helped your transition to America? Like family, friends, clubs, work, any agencies, anything like that?
Not really. The only people that I had around me was my family.
Mm.
They were first for me, but after them, definitely the place that I've been working, and just TMCC that I was there for a little bit. It wasn't too long because it was not even for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I think places that I've been working.
Very cool. What are some things that you like most about living in the United States?
I like everything. As I said, I've been really lucky to have people that I really consider my friends, that they make me feel so comfortable. Mm-hmm. So I do miss my country. I like to go back there because I have my family there, but I know my life is here now, and I'm really comfortable. I like Reno. I like that I can communicate with others now.
Right.
You
This
know.
is the only place you've lived, right?
Yes.
You came straight here. Was your mom already here?
She was already here, yes.
Did she came straight here too?
No, she came to Arizona.
What brought her to Arizona?
I'm not sure because I was still so little and I've never asked her, you know, just because she has her personal things that if she wants one day, she'll probably share with me.
Right.
But I knew she was not very happy there, and she was having some issues. I'm not sure what kind. So that's why she decided to come here. We were in El Salvador without my mom for almost 10 years.
Right.
So, you know, I think it was time for us to come, and I go there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I consider that I go there a lot to visit my dad, but when I go there, I don't see myself there anymore.
Right.
You know.
More of a visitor than a local.
Mm-hmm.
Is any of your other family there besides your father?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's there.
Everybody
I have
else?
literally no family here, so.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Just my mom and my sister and my brother, and that's it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was just you guys. Wow.
Yeah.
How are your family members here adjusting to the United States as well as you? Do they feel the same way you do?
My mom is more like, she would like to go back there one day. I think those are her plans.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother and my sister, I think they're really happy to be here as well. They had a little bit more of a chance because they went to high school here.
Right.
So I think they're a little bit more Reno people,
Right.
you know, if I can say that,
Right.
than me. But we're pretty happy. We're all pretty happy
Good.
to be here.
Wonderful. And then how do you communicate with your family that's still living abroad? How often do you see them, talk to them? How do you talk to them?
Now that everybody has Facebook, doesn't matter where you go, so we use Facebook a lot, Skype or whatever, Hotmail, whatever, you know, they have. I think it's really easy now to communicate. If it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can communicate with everybody if you can, and if you want to. So we use those resources a lot.
Perfect. And then I know that you just recently went to visit took a plane down there.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you do that? How many times have you been back there since you lived here?
Well, I moved here 6 years ago, and I've been there maybe 4 or 5 times. So
that's cool.
I can say probably like
almost once a year.
Mm-hmm, once a year. But the last time that I was there, which it was, I was back on April 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was probably 2 years that I didn't have a chance to go there before.
Is there like a specific time that you like to go, or do you just go whenever it's convenient?
I just go whenever I can, whenever I can afford it.
Yeah, understandable. And then finally, what do you recommend for others considering coming to the United States?
The first thing that I will totally tell them is not do it illegally. The reason why is because they come here and they can't do much. Mm-hmm. So to me, I think it's a waste of money. They risk their life too much, you know, to come here legally. But if they can do it legally, I will totally tell them to go for it. Mm-hmm. I think in this country you have a lot of opportunities. Like if you are smart and if you can do them, if you really want to do them, and you work for it really hard, then you can achieve them. So,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Very good job.
Okay.